everybody, it's Lance Keltner coming to you once again from the illustrious Austin School of Music in Austin, Texas, joined by our sexy engineer, Russell.
Hi.
And our camera and producer fellow, Kurt Cole. And today we're looking at the wonderful new Pigtronix Rototron. It's a rotary speaker simulator. And you know what I like about this one? It's analog. Analog sounds good. And what I like about it is I can push it with a gain pedal, and unlike some digital simulators, it doesn't crap out and sound digital. Okay, so let me go over the little control functions first, right? We have a ramp control. What the ramp control does is basically it controls how quickly or how slowly it will ramp between the slow and the fast speeds. Really simple, okay? Then you've got the slow speed, which you can adjust how slow the slow speed is or how fast it is. Same thing with the fast speed. You can make it super, super fast, which I'll show you in a minute, or not quite as fast for more of a realistic sound. And then you've also got the depth control. This is what I think is really important about this pedal over others on the market, is the depth control is a lifesaver for me. And the reason is that I can actually blend the amount of the Rototron that I want in my signal. So it's almost like having your amp rig set up where you've got a Leslie with your amp rig rather than you just go bang, turn it on, it's all Leslie. So let me show you that right now. So I'm going to turn the depth way back and check this out. So the great thing is you can actually go between a blended sound between the amp where you're almost just hearing a hint of Leslie sound all the way up to the Rototron being the only thing you're hearing and everything in between. Now, there's also some input jacks actually in the back. And there's a brake function on this, which is really cool. So when you're in the fast speed mode, just like on a real Leslie, you can hit a brake. So watch. The cool thing today is we're using this really bitchin' looking Kurzweil keyboard. Take a shot of that. Old school Kurzweil little foot switch. You can use just about any kind of foot switch, but I'm going to blend this back a little bit so you hear a little bit more of that. And here's with the brake. And then dead clean, of course. So I'll show you the fast control, how fast it will go. Watch. There's the fastest. Almost like a crazy tremolo at that point, right? Here's how slow it'll go, all the way down to here. Very nice. And on the slow side, same kind of thing. It will go. You can go from super slow, like almost like Seasick, David Gilmour, Pink Floyd slow. Two. Here's the fastest that'll go. So I actually prefer these kind of almost midway up on each one. It's a little bit more realistic sound. So you get... For any of you that are really sick of hearing me play open C minor, I pulled out the old trusty Strat to do stuff that you're gonna, you know, think of when you hear this sound. So it'd be like, so how about? Now, one thing I also want to show you too is this thing is so good at taking gain pedals in front. I'm going to turn the actual Mark III fuzz in front of this thing and play some more stuff that you'll be mind blown as to the fact this does not go all wanky and digital on us, right? So watch. Bit again, the game part. Down a little bit, down a little bit. Let me check some. Okay, right? Because that's the gain section. So we're going to put a fuzz in front of this now, Mark III fuzz, so you get an idea of how analog this pedal sounds. I've noticed over the last few days, if you really experiment around with working the fast and slow speed and working the ramp speed and working the depth control, you can get a lot of different sounds out of this. Now, it also takes an expression pedal, which we're not going to show you today. If you get a dual expression pedal from Pigtronix, you can actually separately control the speed manually of the high and low rotor, which is really cool because you start to get the low rotor running at a different speed as the high rotor. And it doesn't give you a traditional Leslie effect. It'll give you something that's a little bit more crazy, which we're really not set up to do for you right now, so we won't. And once again, I'm going to show you this thing gained up like nobody's business with a gain pedal in front. I'm going to crank the gain pedal way up and show you guys how well this handles this. It's an analog pedal, so it sounds analog. Absolutely terrifying. Sounds like a real giant Leslie. When I was a kid, I used to go hear Pat Travers, and he had two 147s on either side of his Marshalls. And it sounded a lot like that. It was ridiculous. And then Peter Frampton had one. And so I've always been a fan of that sound. I've just not been a fan of carrying around a Leslie. So for guitar players, Rototron, yeah, baby. Keyboard players, you got that too, no problem. It's an excellent sounding pedal. And the guys at Pigtronix really, really do a lot for us to make sure they deliver analog sound at an incredible price. Amazing engineers. I'm going to be looking at their delay very soon to put on my board because their new Ecolution 2 is supposed to just be the bomb. So the Rototron, beautiful sounding pedal. I want to play you out here a little bit.